Ladies and gentlemen, today I will show you the number one option that everyone should select for their new 2022 C8 Corvette Z06. Hello everyone and welcome back to Brink of Speed. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. And by the way, thank you for joining me by hitting that play button. I really do appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to watch my content. Now we are about to discuss the Z06 number one option, but first I want to talk with you about other options that I believe are and aren't important. But before we get into the video, please help support this channel by hitting that thumbs up button, as this helps beat the YouTube algorithms. And also, if you have not joined the Brink of Speed community yet, consider joining by hitting that red subscribe and the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Okay, let's jump into it. So believe it or not, we are getting closer to the release of the new 2022 C8 Z06. And I'd like to give my 2 cents on how I would suggest building yours. I will break this down into 3 categories. Number 1, the weekend cruiser. Number 2, the daily driver. And number 3, the track enthusiast. Now the neat thing about the number 1 option that I will soon reveal is all 3 listed above need this option, so it applies to almost everyone who will buy a Z06. Now this is all from the C7 Z06, so we can't be 100% sure that the C8 Z06 will come with all the same features and how much it will cost. But this will get us close to what we have to look forward to. I will go over each option that I think 1, 2, and 3 need, and then reveal the number 1 option that they all should buy and why. And the first thing I want to remind everyone of is the Z06 will automatically come with mag ride, so you won't have to figure that into the cost of your build. So ladies and gentlemen, let's start with number 1, the weekend driver / car show enthusiast. Because in my opinion, if you're a weekend driver, you're probably also that guy or gal who likes to take their car to the occasional car show, or maybe often to car shows every weekend that you take your car out. I know here in Dallas and Fort Worth, there are car shows that you can go to every single weekend. Also, you are hardly going to spend time in your Z06 because, like I said, you're only a weekend driver. So I think you should save money on the trim and go with a 1LZ trim. But I understand that most people of this type are going to go with the 3LZ. They want the most expensive looking trim because, again, they are the weekend driver, but they also love to spend lots of time looking at their car inside and out. And they want the best of the best most of the time. So, as usual, I always recommend going with the front end lift, and it's going to be interesting to see if this will be available in the 1LZ, because it isn't in the 1LT Stingray. But all Z06s have mag ride, so I think it will be available on all Z06 trims, but we'll just have to wait and see. Next, I say go with painted calipers. These always make your car look that much more aggressive and exotic. I would also do the engine appearance package with the painted engine cover. I would go with the carbon fiber stinger and roof, and pay extra for the best looking wheels that they offer. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this car is going to be a weekend car, but you will be showing it often, so you will want to have all the exterior effects that will help it catch more eyes than just your normal Z06. Now, if you have all the money in the world and you want the best stuff on your Z06, then just throw everything at it and load it up. But I feel like someone not spending too much time in their car doesn't need to go any higher than 1LZ. Now, don't forget, I'll be adding one more option to this at the end, and it will really take it over the top. Let me know what you think in the comments so far down below. Okay, moving on to the daily driver. This is someone that will spend gobs of time in their Z06 and will, of course, want the interior to shine. Now, the obvious thing here would be to load the interior up, but I still think there are two types of daily drivers. One who wants the best car for the lowest price, so he or she can enjoy daily driving a beast like a Z06 every day. This person will probably want to go with 2LZ or even 1LZ just to cut costs. But I think most will want a nicer interior than 1LZ. Again, they will be spending tons of time in their car. However, they won't care as much about the exterior. So here's what I would build. 2LZ, front end lift, GT1 seats, two-tone interior, carbon fiber interior package, colored seat belt, all-weather floor mats. As you know, they're going to be driving in all different types of weather, so you got to have those all-weather mats. And I would recommend getting the roadside safety package because, again, you will be driving it every day. Now, the Type 2 daily driver will get the base Z06 and probably put 100,000 miles on it in just a few short years and not care what options it comes with. They will search for a 1LZ with nothing else on it. I would consider this the budget Z06, if you can even call it that. With this car costing probably over $90K, even the base, there's nothing budget friendly about this car. Wouldn't you agree? So let me know in the comments down below what you think about the second option that I just went over. Now, on to our track enthusiast, the number 3. There are two categories in this one as well, in my opinion. Number 1, this person bought their Z06 to take to the track and that's it. They will buy a base and strip it down so that it is light, and they'll do racing mods that take it from a stock Z06 to a race car. This is the only person that I will not recommend adding the number 1 option to, but that's it for that person. They don't need to pay extra for anything because they will just remove it anyhow. Now, category 2 is someone that takes their Z06 to the track but doesn't live there like the first guy. Here's what I would recommend for their build. 2LZ, GT3 seats, front end lift, painted calipers, painted engine cover, and my number 1 option, the Z07 package. This adds what you need for track use, just like the Z51 on the Stingray. You get stage 3 aero, carbon ceramic brakes, stiffer suspension, and Cup 2 tires. This makes your new 2022 Z06 track ready. Okay, so now that we are done with all 3 scenarios, let me explain why I would add the Z07 package to all 3 scenarios. But first, let me tell you the pros and cons to a Z07 package. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, I am basing this off of the Z07 package on a C7 Z06. But let's just say that they are going to be pretty much apples to apples with the new C8. So here we have 10 pros. Number 1, you get carbon ceramic brakes. Number 2, you get Cup 2 tires. Number 3, you get stiffer suspension. Number 4, you get full stage 3 aero. 5, more desirable Z06. I think you'll agree that people looking for Z06s out there right now want the Z07 package on it. Number 6, one of my favorites, no brake dust. Number 7, lifetime brakes. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the carbon ceramic brakes will last you 100,000 miles. So you're not going to be changing your brakes on your Z06 probably ever. Number 8, higher resale. Number 9, more aggressive look. And number 10, it's track ready. Now there were 3 cons that I could come up with. And by the way, if you come up with more pros, list them in the comments down below. If you come up with more cons, list them in the comments down below. But I have 3. Number 1 is ride is less smooth. However, it's not much less smooth. Number 2, Cup 2 tires. Those can be a bad thing as well as a good thing, and I'll explain later. Number 3, it costs $8,000. Now that is probably the biggest con out of all of them because it is fairly expensive. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're spending $90,000 to $100,000 on a car, $8,000 for what the Z07 package gives you is totally worth it in my opinion. So let's move on. One of the biggest pros, as I said, is number 6, the brake dust. To me, this and the fact that you will never replace your brakes is why all 3 types of people should go with Z07. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I know so many people who they absolutely hate getting rid of their brake dust. You take it out of the garage after you've cleaned it, you drive it down the road, come back home, and you have to clean the wheels. The Z07 package stops that instant. So in scenario 1, the weekend driver, car show enthusiast, they want their exterior to look the best, and the Z07 definitely takes care of that with the aero, and believe it or not, the huge carbon brakes add to the looks as well, and they stop crazy amounts of brake dust from constantly ruining your clean wheels. Some would argue that they wouldn't want the Cup 2 tires and the stiffer suspension though. I can help you out with those objections. Sell the tires for market value right when you take delivery of your car and put on Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. You should come out even or maybe a little ahead in the money situation when selling those tires and purchasing the new ones. Keep in mind, I owned a Z07 Z06, and when in tour mode, my car rode super smooth. So don't worry about the suspension. That's what Mag Ride is for, ladies and gentlemen. That to me clears up the first scenario. The second scenario, the daily driver, 2 things come to mind that makes Z07 right for them as well. They will be putting tons of miles on their Z06. They will never have to change their brakes, and zero brake dust is a huge plus for daily drivers, as their wheels get filthy so fast with all the miles they are driving. So let me know in the comments down below what you think so far about those 2 scenarios. Now number 3 is obvious. The Z07 package is made for the track enthusiast. Let me tell you, with my C7 Z07 Z06, wow, that's hard to say quick. I absolutely loved everything about having that package. I never had to worry about brake dust. My Z06 had the most aggressive stance because of the Stage 3 aero, and when I took it to the track, it felt like I owned a race car. So to me, ladies and gentlemen, it's really simple. This package is for everyone except for the guy who is stripping his car down. He's going to change his brakes. He's going to change his suspension. He's going to change his aero. He doesn't need the Z07 package. But for every other scenario, I believe the $8,000 is 100% worth it, and I highly recommend you considering this for your new 2022 C8 Corvette Z06. So with all of that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave me comments down below letting me know if this helped you out in your buying decision with your C8 Z06. I know you can't spec and build one out yet, but it's coming soon. It'll be here before we know it. So please give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And if you have not joined this wonderful Brink of Speed community, help us hit 30,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We're almost there, by smashing that red subscribe and the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you out on the road.